Alright, so here we have the original 2004 Air Jordan 13s Breds in its original box. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this receipt right here. As you can see, the ink is really faded, but you can kind of make out what's on the receipt. Here you see AJ13, black and red. Here you can kind of make out the price, $162 after tax. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take these out of the box and take a look at them. As you can see, they still look pretty clean and the suede is intact. All this old paper, I probably need to throw it away. There's the old box. The hologram still looks good. We do have some separation at the midsoles, but other than that, they look great. Alright, so we're going to do another little walkthrough around the shoe. As you can see, the suede still looks good. The 3M is still reflecting the light, and everything looks good on this shoe. The hologram's still pretty shiny. I mean, the only real deal breaker here is the midsole separation. As you can see, the soles still look good. We do see the Jumpman turning white on the bottom, but that was pretty common for this 2004 pair. But we're going to go ahead and fix that as well. That hologram still looks good. So here we have the shoes. Before we get them cleaned up, we're going to go ahead and get these laces taken off. Right, now that we have the laces taken off, we're going to go ahead and get these shoes cleaned up. What you're going to need is some Crep Protect. Well, that's what we'll be using today. You can find this at any Finish Line or any shoe store really. But we're going to go ahead and get these cleaned up before we get these soles taken apart. Alright, so now that we got the shoe cleaned up, we're going to go ahead and get it separated. A few things you'll need is a heat gun. You can find it at any hardware store. Also some acetone to get the old glue off and all the residue. The mask here, this will help with the odor of the acetone. And some gloves, so you don't want to get that on your hands. You'll also need this little handy tool here. You can find it at any vinyl store or fabric store. It's a little picker, usually used for vinyl, but it'll help get the dirt out from the soles if you have any. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this shoe taken apart now. Alright, so now that we got our shoe separated, we're going to go ahead and clean up the bottom areas with some acetone. You can use the heat gun to heat up any old glue and remove it with the acetone. You'll also want to touch your midsole areas and get all this excess stuff under the AirPods. You'll see some glue on the AirPods that you can hit with the heat gun to remove them. We'll also get along the edges here to get any old residue off. We'll see some suede that gets stuck in here, but some acetone and the heat gun should get that off. Here we have the bottom completely separated. There's still some areas that we need to clean up, as you can see the bottom here. But I figured you might as well take it all apart and clean it all. Start from the bottom, and hopefully it'll make the shoe last longer. Here's the carbon fiber areas we cleaned with the acetone as well. The very bottom of the shoe looking clean. We did have some cracking in the plastic, but we can glue it back together. Now you can actually see the red, as before where you could only see the white, so that's good. Yeah, here's the old white part. You couldn't see it, but you'll be able to see it once we get this other shoe taken apart, and it'll look just like this one here. Now that we have the shoes separated and cleaned up, we're going to go ahead and add our cement glue and glue in the AirPods. Once your glue is applied, you'll want to make sure that you hit it with the heat gun. That way it'll stick together a little bit better. Once you get these AirPods in, you'll hit them with the heat gun again, just to make sure they're set in place and that they won't come out. Alright, now that we got the AirPods glued in, we're going to get these taped up so that we can lay our carbon fiber piece in. Now that we got the carbon fiber piece put in, we're going to go ahead and get it taped up and prepped so that we can glue the bottom on. Now that we got the bottom taped up, we're going to go ahead and get our glue put on so that we can glue the bottom hologram and bottom sole. Now that we have the bottom glued up, you can see how it looks. You can really see the red pop in that hologram. Now that we have our bottoms all clean and done, we're going to go ahead and add glue and get this top glued on. You're going to want to apply a few coats and hit it with the heat gun, and then hit it with a couple more coats, and then at the top. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that before you glue the top, you're going to want to stuff the shoe with some socks or paper, something that's going to make that shoe hold before you stick it to the bottom. And once you stick it to the bottom, you can hit it with the heat gun a couple times. You'll also want to tie some shoelaces around the shoe, or just tie something around the shoe to get it to stay stuck to the bottom, and then you'll leave it like that for a while. Alright, so I left the shoes tied overnight, and the next day I went ahead and took one and untied the laces to see how it held up, and it looks like it held up pretty good. A few spots that I needed to hit up, I hit up again with some more glue and the heat gun, but overall they held up really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and put these on feet and let you see them.